Hello, everyone, and a very happy Independence Day to all of our incredible subscribers. Welcome back. Today, we're jumping right into a highly focused explainer, breaking down the absolute latest ABS weekly report and future trend from Polymer Bazaar. We are looking specifically at the third week of August 2026. Now, if you're managing procurement or tracking global polymer flows, or even just keeping your finger on the pulse of the market, well, you know exactly how fast things can shift. So today, we're taking the hard data from this week's report and laying it all out so you can see exactly where the market is heading. All right, let's dive right into this. So, with global demand looking pretty dull, is it actually time to buy? I mean, it's the universal dilemma we're seeing across the board right now. There's really no getting around the sluggish demand. But here is where it gets incredibly fascinating for those of us tracking these trends. Does a universal slowdown actually create a hidden strategic buying window right now? Well, we're going to answer exactly that by looking at how this slow demand is colliding with some highly localized cost pressures. Let's move over to the global data and see how this whole thing builds.
Section 1. Global ABS Market Trends.
Okay, we are seeing the rule of three play out beautifully here. Let's do a quick west-to-east flyover. In all three major global hubs, demand is universally sluggish, but the underlying cost pressures, they vary wildly depending on where you look. Starting over in the US Bazaar, we're seeing prices recorded at 85 cents per pound. But the absolutely crucial takeaway here isn't just the price tag, it's that feedstock costs are actively declining while demand just sits there dull. Now move over to the Europe Bazaar and it's a totally different story on the cost side. Prices are sitting at 1,895 euros per metric ton. Demand stayed dull here too, but get this, it's coupled with prevailing production cost pressures. So Europe is really feeling the squeeze from the production side despite the total lack of buyer enthusiasm. And finally, looking at the China Bazaar, spot prices are at 10,100 RMB per metric ton. The report points out that demand isn't expected to strengthen anytime soon, but unlike Europe, there is absolutely zero feedstock cost pressure observed right now. It's like a giant puzzle, right? This brilliantly illustrates the complexity of the market today. Everyone is facing the exact same slow demand, but the regional cost realities are just deeply, deeply fragmented.
Section 2. Instant AI Market Updates. Let's take a quick second to talk about getting this critical data, because it's completely frictionless now. For traders and procurement managers, time is quite literally money. By using this AI-powered chatbot, you can get the ABS weekly report, future trends, and predictions sent straight to your phone. All you have to do is shoot a WhatsApp message with the word ABS to +91 93746 24365. Seriously, no waiting for an email, no digging through a clunky website. You get instant updates in literally 5 seconds. I highly, highly recommend setting this up so you've always got the numbers right in your pocket.
Section 3. The Indian Bazaar Pulse.
Now, I want you to take a look at this number right here, $1,540. This is the absolute baseline you need to know for this week. Looking ahead to September 2026, ABS import offers were heard lower, coming in at approximately $1,540 per metric ton CIF India. This drop? It's a central pivot point for our upcoming recommendation. But to really grasp why the price is sitting here, we have to look at the psychology of the buyers right now.
The crucial thing to understand is this immediate market tension. Let's talk directly to the converters out there for a second. On one side, we've got converter caution. In the buying pulse, converters are being incredibly careful with raw material procurements. And why? Because their sales of finished products are basically stuck in a slowdown. It makes total sense, right? You're obviously going to pump the brakes on buying when your outgoing inventory just isn't moving. But then, look at the flip side, retail constraints. At the exact same time converters are holding back, some retail bazaars are actually seeing lesser availability of imported grades. So we've got this fascinating market friction going on, deep caution and slow sales on one end, but a real tightening availability of imports on the other.
Section 4. Strategic Purchase Recommendation.
All right, let's slow down for a second, because here is the definitive verdict straight from the report. Quote, "We recommend buying at the current prices." Now, you might be thinking, why make this move right now when finished product sales are so slow? Well, it's actually because of that exact cautious mood we were just talking about. Given the prevailing hesitation among converters, local producers simply aren't going to implement price hikes in this environment. There's no way. The market entirely lacks the upward demand pressure required to sustain a hike. Therefore, locking in your raw material at these lower current offers, like that $15-40 mark we saw for September imports, is absolutely the strategically sound play to protect your margins before the cycle eventually turns around.
Section 5. Next steps and resources. As always, I want to make sure you have all the tools at your disposal. First off, you can dive deep into the full text by grabbing the PDF report at polymerbazaar.com/futuretrends/ABS. If you found this visual breakdown helpful, definitely make sure to subscribe, leave a like, share this explainer with your industry peers, and hit that bell icon for notifications. We do these informative updates covering other commodity and engineering polymers as well, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. And finally, if you need immediate buying or selling leads for ABS based on the strategies we just walked through, don't hesitate to contact the relationship manager directly at +91 63523 24365.
Thank you so much for joining me today to unpack this data from Polymer Bazaar. We absolutely love making these complex market movements clear and actionable for you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. But before you go, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder over the next couple of days. Given the tightening availability of imported grades in the retail space, is this unique window of lower import offers going to stay open, or is it going to slam shut by next week? Keep a very close eye on your feeds, and we will see you right back here in the next trading session starting next Monday.